Hello, everyone. It is the Nature Boy Chris, the Batman statue collector. Welcome to another, wrestling show. We're the Wrestling Rogues. This is our second show that we've done, and so welcome everyone. We have Billy in the dungeon. I love that. I love the dungeon. How's it going, Billy?
Hey, it's going good. It's been a while, but lots to talk about tonight. For what I'm hoping is a really good showing in France. They don't go there too often,
Yeah.
so on paper it might look, but I think they're gonna deliver.
Well, I sure hope so. We also have Lawrence, the Hitman, in the house. How's it going?
Best there is, best there was, best there ever will be.
That's right. I
So
love it. We're also going to be joined by JWR here in a bit. He was just a little bit late getting home. But anyway, if you are not familiar with this channel, we're just kind of chit-chatting about wrestling, basically. And we did a WrestleMania prediction show. I was in Florida during the show, so I was kind of like sneaking it between theme park moments. It was actually my family was watching Fantasmic, and I was actually on my phone watching WrestleMania. So it was pretty funny. But before we get started with Backlash, what did you guys think about Mania?
Well, if you remember, night one, me and Eric were at the Yankee game that night.
That's right.
So yeah, so I shut down, Twitter or X, whatever they call it, and didn't go on YouTube and didn't want to hear anything, and I was able to pull it off. Woke up early Sunday and banged out night one, kind of went as we all predicted it would, and then had a little break, ran some errands, and then got some food and started night two live. It was great. It was great. Like I said, night one was pretty much par for the course of what we thought would happen. Night two, probably the best night two I've seen in a good while, and with one little bit of disappointment for me. I mean, you could say, well, how could you be disappointed if you saw the Undertaker, right? But like we all were hoping to hear the glass crack.
It was supposed to be Steve. It was supposed to be Steve there.
Yep.
Yep, for sure.
100%. But yeah, it was. Welcome JWR to the channel. Welcome.
What's
welcome,
going on,
sir.
guys? How's everybody doing?
What's up,
Doing
buddy?
okay. We were just
Good.
talking about kind of catching up on Mania a little bit, like talking about we did our reaction show or our prediction show, and we haven't had a chance really to talk about Mania since. But I was saying that we were all like, he was watching it from a game, I was watching it from Disney. JWR, what did you think of the 2-night spectacular?
It was a spectacular for sure. It was old school WWE, creative. Everybody was hitting their cues. There's only one match on the card that I really did not like, but
Usos.
It was the Uso match.
Yeah, it's awful.
Yeah,
it was
good.
hands down probably one of the worst WrestleMania matches I've ever seen. I was just like, they're not telling any story. I think the wrong person won. That Jimmy needed it more than Jay did.
Yep.
It was just a cluster, and it was just, I mean, I counted almost 20 super kicks in the entire match, and it was like I think it went under 14 minutes.
I think I maybe even said something like that in our prediction show where I'm like, it's just going to be nothing but super kicks. And I was right. It's like that. Yeah. I feel like they were kind of both in some way exposed a little bit, because I think that a lot of times the people they're wrestling makes them look better.
Yes.
And I think there is talent there, but I just, at times I'm like, that's why I really thought it would be a train wreck. And man, dang, unfortunately I was right, because I was hoping it would be something spectacular, and I think a lot of people were hoping that.
Well, it kind of makes you wonder how much. I mean, because they got, I would say, a decent amount of time for a Pac Mania card, but it kind of makes you wonder how much thought really went into that, how much the WWE was really pushing it, because Rikishi was in town, and he even expected to play some kind of a role in that, and he said he was never even called, so. It kind of makes you wonder, were there some plans for it? And then over the course of time, it just kind of like, whatever, we're just going to do this and kind of put it together and be done with it.
Jay Uso did say in an interview that their time did get cut short significantly. So even then, I'm like, no, I don't think he would have still produced a match that would be any better than what we saw.
They
But
both
Cody
have a lot
winning-
more in their bag than super kicks. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So for
Yeah.
them to not get in any of that stuff, but like Chris said, maybe they're just better as a tag team.
Well,
I think they are.
I think we're
Yeah.
going to get them as a tag team.
Yeah, I
You
think that's
know.
what I was just going to comment. Like to their credit or to their defense, you take two guys that have been a tag team for the last 15 years, and now they're on this biggest stage as a singles against each other, when normally they've been able to play off each other in a tag team role. Now it's the complete opposite of that. They've got to play off each other in a singles competition, and it just didn't translate, and so I think there's something to be said for that. I agree with you. I think they're better as a tag team. And I think Chris is right. I think we'll see that. And as far as Mania goes, it's exactly what the WWE needed and what the WWE Universe fans wanted. It was really a great show. Both nights were phenomenal. New feel, new look. The things they're doing from a production standpoint now with Kevin Dunn out.
It's beautiful.
It is gorgeous. Some of the shots they're hitting, some of the different new unique things that they're doing through the crowd shots and the entrances and the different panning, and it's not this quick rapid crazy stuff that they were doing before. It's a very pretty show.
Just even the
Yeah.
simplicity of lowering the lights on the crowd while
Yep.
while in the ring, and then they bring them back up for everything else. Like it just looks so much better.
Yeah.
The Sami Zayn entrance on the next day, from
Yeah.
when it started out in the street and it takes you all the way to the ring, that was probably one of the best intros I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they've done stuff like that before, but that was something else. I mean, they literally, because they followed Jay out
Right.
to the street, and Sammy was out there, then followed Sammy back through the concourse into the crowd, pretty much to the ring.
Yep.
You got it kind of made you feel like you were there.
Yep.
Now, a fan did a comparison of that walkout to the last Kevin Dunn walkout.
It
And
was like
there
40
was-
some camera switches to like 6.
Yeah, there was like 6 during that one, and then like 47 with Kevin Dunn, and I was like, "This is terrible." Like the production value has gone up so much since they've let the old regime go. Kevin Dunn, especially being let go, the camera operators are just clicking on a whole different level, and it's so much better now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with on the creative side of it, that's not only so we're getting great stories. I think we're getting new stars, we're getting big stars. They're making people. It makes sense. There isn't anything crazy that doesn't make sense for the most part. And it's not just that creative, but the announcers are better. They're more free. I don't want somebody yapping in their ears about what to say and when to say it and how to say it. So,
And I even want to add to that, adding like Samantha.
yeah.
Man,
I feel like she's the best since the Fink by far. I mean, maybe even better than the Fink at this point. Like I mean, she adds so much value to that production team as well.
Yep.
Across
No
the
doubt.
board, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Without
when
question.
she announced Cody as the winner, just the real emotion in her voice as she was saying that, I was like,
Do you guys
it made me tear up.
when she did that, it wasn't like the camera was on her. It was a
No.
wide shot,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
And when she announced it, we're watching this wide shot, right? You see the crowd and everything else. Even just hearing her and the crowd noise, you could tell like her voice cracked,
Mhm.
and like you said, I mean, I'm pretty much dead inside and have no soul, but it almost got me.
Yeah.
It really did.
Right.
And then there's a lot of videos that were on her, and
Right.
because from what they say, like she doesn't like to know the results of the matches, that she wants to be spontaneous and kind of get caught up in the moment as well.
Yep.
And you could tell, like, I think it's great, and like she might be the best since the Fink. And not that I had anything against Lillian Garcia,
They were
who
all
was
all
really
okay.
good.
Lillian
She was
was
really good. Justin Roberts is good.
Yep.
Chimmel. I mean,
Kimmel
there's a
was
lot of good
good.
ones.
Yeah. So I mean, they've never really been anyone bad, but she's something totally different.
Yeah, she's spectacular.
I
And
do love
you know,
when
I think they did a
Ricochet.
nice job too, suspending enough disbelief that he there was, you know, there were parts of that where you're like, okay, he's not going to win this. He's not going to finish this story. This isn't going to happen again. There was enough disbelief for me. I mean, you kind of expected that, or anticipated that. All right, this is his year. They're not gonna do it 2 years in a row. But they left enough there that kept you going through the end. So they
Yeah.
did. It was just an awesome job all the way around.
Yeah, without
Yeah.
question. And they finally, I mean, they finally just did it. Like, it just, you know, story's over, or has it just begun? We'll see. What have you thought of Cody as champion so far?
So good. So good. He's at I mean, he's on the track to have more title defenses than Roman had. So that's what I want to see. I want to see a fighting champion who, when people come up to take a shot at the king, I like a king that defends and not just says, no, not now, not now. I like that, especially on when he fought Camelo on SmackDown. That was a really, really good match. And this upcoming pay-per-view is going to be spectacular.
Do you think he was hurt?
I think he dinged him or had a stinger. I don't think he's hurt because I've looked at all Fightful, Wrestle Talk, all the reports, and he got a stinger, but he's good to go.
So yeah, the timing was just off on that move, but it could have been pretty spectacular if they had nailed it.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure. Well, anyway, Mania is come and gone, obviously, and tonight we're going to talk about Backlash. This is, again, as the gentleman alluded earlier, that this is in France. And I think, quite frankly, we're going to see more of that. I think we're going to see more, you know, European events, big pay-per-views at, you know, foreign locations. Which again just makes it seem even more, you know, bigger. I remember when SummerSlam went to the UK, it just felt bigger. Like, it just felt like, whoa, like this is a special. They never do this, and so the fact that they are doing that now again, and I think going forward with the Levesque era, Paul Levesque era going forward, I think we're going to see a lot about that. What do you guys think?
I agree.
Castle, Clash of the Castle coming up. I think they're going to be going out more and doing more. I mean, Triple H even said on one of the live the scrums that, you know, France, when he was wrestling, he's like, I didn't feel anything like that before, and he wants to bring it back to the fans because he says that they're some of the most lively fans that he's ever performed in front of. So I'm excited to see them.
Yeah, always really great crowds, without a doubt. You know, just a lot of high energy. Are you guys, Billy and Lawrence, are you guys excited to see them take on different countries?
Absolutely. Yeah. Like you said, SummerSlam 92 at Wembley just felt bigger. It felt like a WrestleMania, you know. The fans in Germany were always good, you know. That's a really good crowd. And I can't remember them going to France too much. I know they've done a couple of Monday Night Raws from O2 in London, but yeah, definitely looking forward to hitting up some new territories. And you know, it's good for the fans there because they're always SummerSlam when it was in Puerto Rico, that was tremendous. You know, and having Bad Bunny there, I guess, didn't hurt either. But you know, when they go places that they have never been to or haven't been to for a while, or go places and they bring a pay-per-view PLE show, the fans are rabid. They're just, you know, because it's something that they don't get to see.
Yep, absolutely. Well, anyway, this show is going to be airing. When does it air? Is it weird?
Saturday.
What time?
10 a.m.
There or here?
Here.
Oh, 10 a.m. So it's 10 a.m. Saturday morning. So we don't have too long to wait.
I
It's
think
always kind of weird
Eastern.
with those. Say that again.
12 Eastern.
12 Eastern, yeah.
Yeah, 12 Eastern.
12 Eastern. Okay.
Correct.
It's just always interesting when they have those morning shows. It just feels so weird, you know. It's like whoa, what's going on here?
It's kind of like when we were kids and we were watching Superstars of Wrestling.
That's right. Absolutely. That's right. Saturday. Yep. Saturday morning.
Get some Fruit Loops and stay in your pajamas and watch it.
That's right. That's
All
right.
right.
Actually, I'll be at work at that time, so it will be playing while I'm at work on the TV, and
Nice.
I will be like saying, "Hold on, a second, wait, what's going on over there?" Okay.
Nice.
I'll be like, "Everybody, hold on for a second."
Well, anyway, this might not be a very long show tonight because we only have 5 matches to talk about. It's a pretty. I was kind of surprised there were a few more matches, but let's dive into the first one. This is the women's heavyweight championship match. We got Bayley taking on Tiffany Stratton and Naomi for the World Women's Champion. Sorry, can't speak tonight. The Women's Championship. What do you guys think about this matchup?
Want me to go first?
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead.
I think Bailey goes over, and you know, unfortunately for Naomi, she's gonna have to take the fall here. I don't think that they're ready to put a strap on Tiffy, even though she will get one soon. Bailey's finally getting her due. Let's really kind of give her a little run, see what she can do. No need to rush and put something on Tiffany right now. She's gonna get one. If you have, Naomi take the pin, Tiffany stays strong, and she stays looking strong, and it's just a matter of time before she's in the title picture. But let's give Bailey her due, and I'm guessing Bailey comes out of this one still champ.
All right. What do you think, Lawrence?
I agree with that assessment. I think everything you said was spot on. Bailey retains in this. I think that the out that he gave then creates a situation where Bailey and Tiffany can feud over the title kind of through the first part of the summer here, maybe into even SummerSlam season, and see what happens. The only way that doesn't happen is if Damage Control comes in and costs Bailey the title, but I just don't see them pulling the trigger this early.
Yeah.
How about you, JWR?
Of course, Bailey's gonna win, but I'm picking Tiff. I think it's her time. I think she is phenomenal, and I would like to see her just go ahead and get the strap, be the good old coward heel, and I think she would be a very entertaining champion. It's not a popular opinion, but Bailey just doesn't do it for me, so I'd like to see Tiffany get it.
I do kind of feel like there's a chance that Bailey could be a transitional champion. I feel like I don't think necessarily Tiffany needs the belt because she's clearly over. But like you said, I can see her, I could see them wanting to put the belt on her just to, again, kind of redrive all the baby faces trying to chase after her and, her doing whatever she needs to do to win. But we'll see. I mean, you guys could be exactly right too about the effects of Damage Control coming in and trying to do something, but I don't know. I think that, to me, I could see them putting the title on Tiffany. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see, but hopefully it'll be a good matchup. I don't think it'll be very long. What do you guys think?
No. Well, it's only 5 matches. So.
That's the thing. Like, they might actually give them some time.
I think they go 20 minutes on this.
Yeah.
20 minutes.
I don't know. What do you think of Naomi since she's been back? Like, do you feel like she's
underused? Yeah. But I mean, she didn't
come in at Naomi. Really,
yeah, I like Naomi too. Yeah. I mean, the women's division is on both shows is so stacked. You know, and I mean, she's got to compete against a lot of not that she's not a good athlete, but she's a good athlete. She obviously she has a dance background, but I don't see her work got any better. Her actual wrestling skill. To me, I don't put her in a category. I'm not talking about like Charlotte or anything like that, but like even on the second tier, like even like against Bailey or something like that, like her work rate is not great.
Well, I wonder how old she is at this point. I mean, you have to remember how long she's been with the company. She was, with the Funkasaurus. I mean, that's she's been there a long time.
So she came out with him. That was before 27, 28 or something like that. WrestleMania 27 or WrestleMania 28.
Yeah,
that's when she was doing that. So that's a long time.
Yeah, she's been doing this for a while. I think she's great. I think it's it's a matter of that character. And she just hasn't had that presence to kind of catapult to that main event level for her. Where I mean, she's been the champion. Don't get me wrong, but it's just never clicked with the way some of the top tier stars like Rhea Ripley today, or Becky Lynch, or Charlotte Flair, even Bayley, Bianca Belair. She just has not clicked at that same sort of elite kind of level. She's great, and I think her in work is, I like Naomi a lot, but for whatever reason, I think the character portion of that just hasn't taken off. I think it would be interesting to see her turn heel, be a little more serious, don't do some of the dancing, that kind of thing. That might help her in her situation. Be just like a mean, awful, just badass heel. I think
I agree with that. I think she would be a better heel than a face at this point.
Yeah,
she had some really good matches with Jordan Grace and TNA wrestling, and I think that was kind of like that was her peak. And I think when she came back, I don't think like Charlotte could dance around her, Rhea could dance around her, but there's one person that would just Jade Cargill. I mean, that's the one to be watching out for right there.
Yep.
Yep. I just had the thought too. I wonder how close Charlotte is to coming back.
She posts a lot of workout videos and rehab videos. She looks like she's, ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, she had her surgery done down in, I don't know if it was in Alabama with.
I bet Dr. James Andrews probably.
Dr. Andrews might have done it. And so she's rehabbing, and she always puts stuff with her and Andrade and stuff like that. So she looks good. She's, coming along, but I don't know. SummerSlam maybe, don't know, but
maybe we'll see. Well, hopefully it's a good match, and again, I think they're all trying to push each other, and that's always a good thing. And like you said, it's just they're so stacked, on both shows, and so that's a great problem to have, really great problem to have.
Absolutely.
Let's move on to the second match. This one right here, we've got the World Championship. Or whatever they're calling this title. I'm not exactly sure. Is that right? The World Championship?
It's the World Heavyweight.
World Heavyweight. Of course, we've got, we talked about Jey Uso earlier, main event, versus, I'm first of all, I just want to say I'm really glad that they gave him the chance at the title. I think it's, been long overdue. But what do you guys think about Damian Priest versus Jey here? Billy, we'll start with you. What do you think?
It's one of those things where like I feel like they took forever to get a title on Priest, but as fans, some of us, you want to see someone earn it. You want to see, I mean, not that he hasn't earned it. We know what his path to where he is now is, but for some reason or another, and I don't know what it is, the cash-ins just don't do it for me. Like it didn't do it for me when Seth cashed in on Brock and Roman, Now, obviously, he's shown what he's all about. Not that he didn't, because he was with the Shield, but I do see him going over, because not that he's not there yet. Jay's going to give him a run, and I see Priest going over. I don't see it being clean. Maybe this is where we finally get Jacob Fatu to come out, which, he's supposed to be coming soon. So maybe there's a run-in of some sort. I see the Bloodline getting involved, maybe Jimmy getting involved, but somehow I see Priest coming out with a win.
All right. How about you, Lawrence?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that this is a good first challenger for Priest. I think it's a good first title defense opportunity for him. This is, as far as this belt goes, I mean, think of this as like the new big gold belt, right, Chris? So it's the World Heavyweight Championship. And, I'm glad that Priest, I thought it was a slick way that they did it at WrestleMania and continued that story between Punk and Drew, which has been so good. Drew McIntyre is on fire right now.
He's been fantastic.
But not to go too far off on a tangent. So, back to this match, I like Priest. He's got size, he's got presence, he looks good. You can see the cracks in the Judgment Day, especially Rhea being out for a little while. Dom's also injured. It might be time to do something with that particular thing and end up, breaking that group apart too, and letting Priest see what he can do solo.
Well, and Dom is doing some extracurriculars, I think, in the background apparently.
Yeah.
Yes, he was,
Yes,
with
he
a
was.
blonde. He was caught with a blonde. I think Dom is
Revenge tour.
Yep. I think he's kind of like a lost little puppy. He just needs a female to tell him what to do, where to go, how to eat, and all of that. But it's going to be an interesting when Mommy comes back after how they play the story out with Liv with him.
Yeah, I think so too. What do you think of this matchup? We haven't heard from you yet, JWR. So what do you think about this one?
I am Priest all the way. I think Priest is just going to clobber Jay. I've been following Priest since his Punisher days in ROH, and I am just so excited to see him as the World Heavyweight Champion. And I think he's going to have a good, long, dominant run after this match. I think this is going to set his level of how good he really is in the ring, and I think Triple H is 100% correct putting this belt on him.
I think it's just such a great opportunity for him to showcase some skills, and I'm glad he got the push. I'm glad he got the nod finally, because I feel like he does have talent. I still don't know exactly maybe how they'll do the finish on this one, but I agree. I think that he'll retain the title. I think that they're going to push him for quite a long time. As he kind of separates from the Judgment Day, I don't even know if, which is kind of sad, because I don't know if, a month from now, if Judgment Day will even be around. Like, I don't know if that's kind of the way they're going to go, which I can't imagine them wanting to do that, but
I hope they don't. I love the Judgment Day. I want them to get back on the page that they were on in the beginning, where they were just dominant and everybody clicked and everybody was really happy and clicking on every cylinder together.
Yeah, absolutely. So hopefully it's a good match. I hope it's not just super kick after super kick and frog splash, but I think hopefully that all the critiques of Mania and that match, I hope that kind of woke Jay up a little bit and be like, okay, well, maybe we need to get a few more move sets, or I don't know, just something different going for him. But I guess we'll see. Next matchup is a women's tag team championship match. We got the Kabuki Warriors versus, you mentioned Jade Cargill earlier. We haven't seen a ton of action. Do you guys feel like she is, at this point, ready for the limelight?
Yes.
In a tag team where you can cover up some of her deficiencies in the ring, absolutely. So, I wouldn't put her out there trying to give her a 15-minute singles match at this point, right? Or a 20-minute singles match at this point. I think there's still some polish there, some experience, but for quick matches that, she's known for and was even known for in AEW, I think that she's a star. She's a star, and I think you get new tag team champions here. I think that this is a one-sided dominant victory. I would say it would be more one-sided if not for Asuka, because I really like Asuka. I think Asuka and Kairi Sane's good too, but I really like Asuka, and I still think this is going to be a lopsided affair. I think unless these two women being powerful stars both, and they can't share the spotlight and they turn on each other, they squash the snot out of these two.
Well, to me, that's exactly what's going to happen. I think they're going to take the tag team titles without question. They're going to hold them for a little while, and then obviously there'll be jealousy or something along the lines. And that is a tale as old as time in wrestling. It's the tag Hogan and the Warrior, or Hogan and Savage, and their tag team
window,
and then their jealousy in the eyes.
Window,
their lust in the eyes. And so that's exactly what's going to happen. And then they'll have probably a match. I don't know. What do you think? Maybe you think as early as SummerSlam, maybe for these two.
I can see SummerSlam, but I want it to be Bianca who gets jealous of Jay and turns heel. I don't want it opposite way.
Yeah, I think
it's time for Jay to be a heel yet. She was a heel in AEW.
Yep.
She needs some time to be that just powerful face that just runs through everybody.
I agree, because I think turning Jade heel would be a mistake at this point, just because she is very popular. Clearly, I mean, that's not to say that they won't turn her eventually. I mean, I think she will have a good heel run at some point. But I agree with you. I'd love to see Bianca get nasty and become the villain. But we'll see. What did everybody talk about this one? I can't remember if everybody did or not.
Jade and Bianca are winning.
Yeah, this might be the most lopsided match on the card. I don't see how these, Jade and Bianca lose this. I mean, outside of maybe sticking Rhea Ripley and Charlotte together, I don't see any two girls on the roster that would even make sense to beat these two girls. As far as I could see Bianca and Jade having a match, but I think that they get the straps on Saturday and they have a nice little run, and it allows Jade to kind of follow Bianca around on a behind the scenes thing, kind of like work on things. They'll be together. Bianca's a vet, phenomenal worker. If there's anybody to stick Jade with to kind of like hone her craft a little bit more, it would be with Bianca. And if it's promo skills or whatever it is, definitely her in-ring work. But I see these two having a little run, and then like you guys said, maybe around SummerSlam or something like that. Hopefully, it's Bianca that turns heel, and we get a payoff.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see this weekend. Hopefully, it'll be like I said. Hopefully, it'll be a decent match. But I got to give Asuka credit. She's got Batman on her face, so you can't go wrong with that.
Absolutely. She and too. I mean, she's been around for a while. I mean, that woman's in her 40s.
40s, yeah,
Wow.
40s.
Still performing
Really?
at an extremely high level.
Yeah, she has been around a long time. She did so much work overseas, and I think a lot of people didn't realize that she is as old as she is.
She's in her 40s.
But
Wow.
she's just
Looks great.
Seen it all. Yeah, looks great. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Was she in New Japan?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
there were some brutal matches. Like she had got the snot beat out of her in some matches, which are almost hard to watch. Just unbelievable matches with her, but she's come a long way, and I'm just so glad that the American audience got to see her so much over the last couple years. Next up, we've got another big tag team. There's a lot of tag team matches on this one. We've got the new Bloodline, I guess you can say, versus Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. To me personally, I think we're going to see maybe another debut of another Bloodline member in this match.
Yep.
To kind of start setting up what I consider probably what will end up being a Bloodline versus Bloodline at Survivor Series. But what do you guys think about this one?
All right, so if we don't see Jacob Fatu in the Damian Priest match, then we probably see him in this match.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say like Randy's on the back nine or anything like that, but he doesn't need a victory here. KO doesn't either. We got to keep the Bloodline looking strong, so we eventually do get Roman back and all that kind of stuff. I don't see a clean victory here, but I do see Solo, and I don't even remember the other guy's name. I know
Tonga.
Yep. He's the Tonga kid's kid, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Haku's kid.
Oh,
Yep.
Haku. Yeah. Okay.
Which they say Haku is pound for pound the toughest man ever to wrestle. Like, I mean, legitimately, like just everybody always refers to him as just being this complete badass.
Yeah. Him and Bad News Brown.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
Shooters. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Crazy. But yeah, I'm really excited to see more from this kid. Obviously he's got a really great reputation. I like what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
I love that, I really like the direction they've done with this, that like where, Solo's kind of, taking the mantle of the tribal chief kind of sort of. And, I think obviously that'll eventually bring back, what I think it's going to be face Roman Reigns, probably both Usos, maybe even adding Sami Zayn back in the mix to take on this newer form of the Bloodline. I would love to see it. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I don't know if you guys saw it or not. It was on Twitter. It was a AI generated photo of Roman in the tank, like the way they had Wolverine and
Oh,
Paul
yeah.
Heyman is like outside the tank, and he's got like the breather on, and he's like in the cryo state or whatever, and it was like he was being rebuilt, or he was, like, I mean, if you know about Wolverine, he always could heal and all that stuff, and he was his badass, and then he was given the adamantium, and then he was unstoppable, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
it kind of looks like, Roman was this awesome thing, and now he's being rebuilt, and Paul's, because Paul kind of got slapped around the other day too, so it's almost like,
That's what I think is going to
Yeah.
happen. I think at some point he's going to be completely beaten down, and who comes to save him? But Roman comes back out.
yeah,
Yep.
and that's gonna be a pop right there.
Oh, massive.
Yeah.
Massive pop. I mean, everybody loved to hate Roman. I mean, Roman was, I feel like what really did it for him was when they did the music change, whatever that was, 2021 or whatever it was, year and a half, 2 years ago, with his newer music, and that everything slowed down. They did the slow walk. Like, it's just that it just set such a different tone for him. And I don't know, it really made me, I don't know, I mean, fall in love with the character. Cause I mean, I thought Roman Reigns was okay. I've actually met Roman Reigns. I don't know if you guys have or not.
Yeah, just unbelievably nice guy.
Yeah, super nice.
Super nice guy.
I met him at the height of the Shield, when that was all such a rage. And I've been really happy with what he's been able to accomplish. It's been really fun to see, especially because everybody, used to boo him out of the building. Because he was, they pushed him down everybody's throat.
Right.
And that wasn't on him.
Oh,
that
God,
was,
no.
That
No,
was the
not at all.
machine that was just chugging him out there.
Mhm.
And wrestling fans above any other, to me, I know I'm speaking to you because I'm a wrestling fan, but like, they're gonna tell you when they're ready for something,
Yep.
and it's not like you could just keep force feeding it, But yeah, he's a super super nice guy. We met him. My boys were probably like, I don't know, 5 and 3 or something like that. So it was a while ago, probably like 2013, and he had a crazy line, and we were at the end of it. And when we came in, I said, "Don't worry, it's like 5 more people or whatever. You're almost done. Don't worry." And he was like, "Nope, this is what I do. This is what I showed up today for." And I tell people all the time, I've met a lot of wrestlers. Wrestlers are probably the nicest human beings you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
I've met basketball players, baseball players, artists, whoever. You can catch somebody on a grumpy day. Wrestlers, I have never had a bad experience with any wrestler.
And say I've met so many wrestlers in my day. I would say my favorite 2 nicest ones was Bobby Heenan and William Regal.
I love Regal.
Unbelievably
Regal was
nice,
awesome.
like just so incredibly nice, and talked to us. It was just so cool.
Snooker and Piper.
Yeah, Piper was cool too. I was going to say it was really,
Yep.
it was really crazy because when I met Piper, it was like they were doing that home show. I can't remember what that was called it was kind of like a reality show, and they had like this. They had like this set. It was at WrestleMania 30, and they had this set, and you sat on this couch or something, and on one side of you was the Fink, and on the other side was Piper. And so Piper was talking to somebody, but no one was talking to Fink. And so I was next in line. And so Fink, starts small talking with me, and he's like, "Where are you from?" And I swear to God, I told him where I was from. And he like mentioned all these facts about my town. My town's 50,000 people. He's like, you could just tell he was a walking encyclopedia of, towns and knowledge. And just cause he did so much outside of just announcing. So that was really a cool memory. And then I got to sit next to Piper and talk to him for a few minutes. So that was really neat too. But yeah, really good guys. Like you said, they've all been really fantastic. Well, that brings us to our main event. We have AJ Styles versus the champion Cody Rhodes. I think without a doubt, Cody Rhodes is retaining here, but I think it's going to be one hell of a match.
Yes.
Yep. This is one of those matches that you already know how it's going to go. Like, my brain works this way. When I see a match and I know it's only going to go one way, I start looking at, okay, well, what kind of match am I going to get here? And the work rate that I expect from this match with these two guys is through the roof. First, Cody title defense at a PLE in a market that they don't go to too often. I'm expecting big things from, AJ winding down. I mean, he hasn't lost a step, but he's already said that, it's coming to an end soon. he wants to have as many bangers as he possibly can. I'm expecting big things from this match, but ultimately Cody goes over.
You mean banger after banger after banger? That's right. You guys all agree? You think that's kind of the way it's going to go?
Cody's winning hands down, but AJ is going to give him a run for his money. He's going to be like, let's show everybody what you can do. And AJ, I mean,
perfect opponent
for, I mean, because he is. I mean, from his start in TNA wrestling to New Japan to WWE, him coming back from injury, I mean, he has just elevated himself every single time. When he came back from this past injury, I mean, he was just ripped. He's just hitting on every cylinder. Like, for his age, still doing all the high flying stuff, the 450 splash, the phenomenal elbow. I mean, he's not missing a beat, and I'm going to be really sad when it does come to him hanging up the boots, because he is just so fun to watch.
You know, he looks, I mean, to me, he's the closest thing work-wise to, I'm not saying everyone's got a different style, but I've never seen a bad Shawn Michaels match, you know? I've never seen a bad AJ Styles match, you know? Not that I don't love Ric Flair, but when you see Ric Flair wrestle, he's going to give you the Ric Flair stuff. You know, you're going to get all the stuff. He's going to fall flat on his face. He's going to take a bump. He's going to get caught. He never makes it off the top turnbuckle. You catch him and you throw him off. I could probably have a match with Ric Flair, you know? But he's going to give you all those things. But, you know, our guy's creative. Is it going to be different? I thought Kurt had that. Eddie Guerrero had that. You know, AJ Styles has that. He's going to give you something different. Shawn's going to give you something different. These guys are just on a whole nother level. And like you guys said, he's going to go out there and he's going to give Cody an unbelievable high-level match. The work rate's going to be through the roof. This is the one that, you know, you make sure that you have all your bathroom breaks and everything else out of the way and sit down and strap in for this one.
Yeah.
How many false finishes do you think we're going to get in this match? Because
20.
A lot.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
20.
And I think you're going to see some new moves. You know, they're going to pull something out of the arsenal that you either haven't seen since TNA or something that you know haven't seen for a long time.
Well, you know, it's going to be
something
like
new. You know,
it's going to be some sort of splash, you know, off the ropes and into the Cody Cutter or something. You know, it's going to be something crazy.
Yeah.
I hope AJ pulls out the spinal tap where he did. It's a flip where he like does a 360 spin and then lands. That was one of the craziest. I'm like, how do you do that? Like, how do you make your body, train your body to do all of those things and then land perfectly and safe on your opponent? It's insane.
It is. Well, you know, obviously, I think this is going to be a fun show. You know, I the thing with Backlash is I've always really enjoyed, because a lot of times Backlash has been
the rematch show.
Yeah, it's been the rematch show. It's been kind of like the revenge of Mania or something like that. So I feel like they're kind of going in a little bit of a different direction. I'll never forget, I actually have attended one Backlash back when it was the main event was Triple H versus Hulk Hogan. I had ringside seats for that. That was Hogan's last WWF championship, his fifth title that he won.
That was when he came back with the yellow and red, though, right?
Correct. Yep. It had Undertaker and Jericho in the finale. It was Brock Lesnar. I think it was Brock Lesnar's first pay-per-view, if I remember correctly, against Jeff Hardy, and he just absolutely killed him.
I called him through that whole but just like a different beast back then.
Yeah. That was always my memory of Backlash. So it's always near and dear to me, even though some of the Backlashes have not always been great, but
they were better, like in the Attitude Era.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, most things were better back then. But after WrestleMania 2000, with Rock and Triple H and the McMahons got involved, and that was the first time we saw Steve in a while, and he came back and just laid everyone out with chairs and brought back Earl Hebner, who had been fired, and that was when Rock won the title. You know, we all expected him to win at WrestleMania, but that was good. And I think Steve and Rock had one after WrestleMania 15. That's when they started calling it Backlash. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've been good. Then it kind of went down for a little bit, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think this is going to be a good show.
I think so too. Well, gentlemen, we've gone about 45 minutes tonight. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and talking a little bit about wrestling, and hope you enjoy the show this weekend.
Oh, it's going to be a great show. It's going to be a really good show. Early show, but a good show.
Yeah, very early. I was going to say that's right. You get your PJs on, or I guess you don't have.
Oh, yeah.
I guess you don't have to. If you've had PJs on all night, you don't have to take them off. But anyway, hope you enjoy it. Thank you again, gentlemen, for joining us tonight. And we really enjoyed anybody tuning in to the Wrestling Rogues. We appreciate your viewership, and we'll see you next time. Have a good night, everybody.
Later.
Bye-bye.